whatever. Hey, everyone. It is Thursday, and here we are at 1 o'clock on time, the right day, and everything. So that's awesome. I am joined with a room full of people today. They're all really quiet right now. So Jess is here, Kaylee's here, Heidi's here, the usual. Jake is coming on instead of Luke today. Kind of funny that he already ditched me on the
Thursdays.
Oh, well, whatever he's got going on. All right, so let's do some announcements quick. What's that?
He might be listening to this.
He better be listening.
He might be.
Oh, that's okay. He can listen. All right, so let's just do a few little announcements to start. We have Featherweight Club on February 2nd. And again, clubs are all about a day of stitching, sewing, whatever you want to do. You come at 9 o'clock, you leave at 4, we feed you lunch, and it is $25. So you can they do this online or do they got to call?
They can do it online.
Okay, you can do it right online. You can sign up for your spot or see if there are spots available. We do give you some other dates here on these flyers. So if you want to look at ahead dates as well, those are all there for you. So come join us and hang out. When we do Featherweight, we always do Bernina as well. So we have the old machines and the new machines. And I know we say that every time, but hey, oh, well, it is what it is. So that is also on February 2nd. Sit and Stitch is a whatever you're working on, just bring it and come and sit and stitch. And we are doing that on February 3rd and February 17th. Rug Hooking Club or Rug Punching, in my case, which we are going to talk about a lot today. That one is February 8th. All options or all methods are welcome. You can punch or you can hook, doesn't matter. And then we have a little pop-up sit and stitch that is February 9th through the 13th. And it is from 9 to 4 and it is $25 any of those days. So not for the whole week, right? It is 25 days, 9th, the 10th, and you can sign up for as many of those days or just one if you want. So you come here and you stitch and then you go home and sleep in your own bed at night. All right. Then we have Stitchers Gathering Club, which is Joanne leads that one. It is February 16th. Again, Joanne's group is very heavily focused on hand work. So they do a lot of EPP, a lot of fussy cutting, a lot of anything putsy work with that. Hang on. I got a cough. All right. Then we have Cross Stitch Club, which is February 18th. We have Fabric Collage Club, which is February 20th, and that is our new club. Oh, there's Kaylee's catching up. And that is, Lynn is leading that one right now. And I just want to just shout out there, have any of you working on collages today? So she's in my class today. We have a retreat going on, so that's why we have so many people in here. And we will be talking about some of that stuff too. So Lynn has that club if you are really heavily into that, or maybe not. Maybe you want to be heavily into that. So join her and she will get you started on that. Then we have Wool Club, February 25th. We have a works in progress, a couple opportunities for you to come to the gathering and work on projects you already have instead of getting new ones to work on. And these are all week-long sessions from February 8th through the 14th, August 3rd through the 19th, and then October 4th through the 10th. And these are really popular with the people who did it last year, and they asked for more of them. So there they are. And then we have the quilted coat, which I should have on right now because I'm chilly, but that'll probably change in a little bit. We have 3 options for you to come and make a quilted coat. Now, you don't have to use an antique. You can use one of yours that you have made maybe a long time ago, or you can find an antique, or you can make a new quilt to cut into a coat, whatever you want to do. They are February 27th and Saturday, February 28th. These are 2-day classes, and you will pretty much go home with a finished quilt, or you'll be maybe hand stitching your binding at the least, but you will be well on your way. And you can help, the girls can help you conform your coat to however you want. Maybe you want a hood, maybe you want a high collar, maybe you want a shorty jacket, maybe you want an extra long one like mine is showing here. They will help you figure all of that out, and it is based on the Tamarack jacket pattern. All right. And then we mess with it from there. So all of the information is there. And please, when you do call the gathering for these groups or to sign up for one of these retreats, please email once or call once and they will get back to you. I promise. We are not ignoring you. We just have a lot of volume at this time, and we promise we will get back to you. Okay. So then we have some options, and the option is right now. One of them right now, we're doing a retreat from the 25th through the 31st called Cabin Fever. And we have another opportunity to do Cabin Fever in March 15th through the 21st, which will be different projects than the ones that the girls are going to show you here. They are going to be more spring-based to get ready for spring because we're done with winter. All of the information is there on that flyer. And then we have a class that I'm going to be teaching on April 6th. It is punch needle in the morning, and then we have from 9 to noon, and then the second part is rug punching. So we have two different classes here on the same day, rug punching and punch needle. You can work on any design you want. We're going to have lots of options for you to choose from. We have a bunch of rug hooking stuff coming in that I have purchased from some of the designers that I was just in Florida with. So it'll be super fun. And I'm excited for this. So only a 3-hour class. You can do both. That would be fun as well. All of the information is there, and I'm working on the supply list to get those to the girls soon as possible. And then we have Naughty and Nice in July. This is a full week-long retreat. We have 2 options available, and they both start on Sunday, July 12th through the 18th, or Sunday, July 19th through the 25th. Again, week-long retreat, and this one is based, you'll be working on Christmas projects that you can either gift for this Christmas coming up in 26 or just another quilt for yourself, and lots of their projects as well. Then we have All Things Fall. We should maybe put these in an order like spring, summer, fall, winter. But this one is Monday, September 21st through the 27th. Again, all the information is the same, class times. You can do a day student, and you can stay here. We'll accommodate whatever we can for you. And then we have Winter Wonderland, which ends out the year of retreats in November 30th through December 6th, or the other option, December 6th through the 12th. So when we talk about those retreats, we are going to talk next week about big excursions, adventures, or whatever. We'll talk about, I think my France one is full, but then I think I heard we had one cancellation and somebody looking for a Jake says I'll go a roommate. So if you are single and need a roommate, she's a very fun person. It's your friend, right? Kim. Yep, your friend. And she would love to have a roommate for that trip. Not you, Jake? Yeah, right. That probably is a deal breaker for your honey, right? Okay, and what else do I have for announcements? All right, let's see. Let's talk about one of my favorite things, and that is our wholesale customer. So we have a wholesale customer, and their company is called Friends Quilting Basket, and the owner's name is Christina Pett. She is from Odessa, Michigan. Her website is friendsquiltingbasket.com, and she is in between Grand Rapids and Lansing, Michigan. So thank you, Christina, for being one of our wholesale customers. And maybe you're in Michigan and you can check out Christina's shop and maybe surrounding area. I think Lansing and Grand Rapids it's kind of a central location, a little bit lower. Yeah. Yeah. And we like to drive to quilt shops, don't we? Cool. And I don't know if she's a new shop. They didn't give me any information on that, but maybe some of you might know of this shop already, and you can tell me if she's been in business for a long time or if she's a new shop. We'll get that from you guys. Okay, so what else do I got here? Okay. Does that sound about for announcements? Let's talk about the quilt behind me quickly. This right here is called Echoes from the Past. This is going to be our stitch along. Can you grab me the thing so I can tell them what they're all going to need? But we're going to have a button on our website so you can order all of this stuff coming up. There's just been a lot of chitter chatter in the Stitch with Lisa Bongean group about our quilt along, when it's starting. So here's your reminder. And like I said, we'll get all of this up as soon as possible. We're almost done with the kitting of this. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need this fat quarter tower. You're not going to use a lot of the lights though. All right, so maybe you need fat quarters of blues and reds. So here's what you need. You need 10 fat quarters of red, 10 fat quarters of blue. And then you also need 1 yard of red for the binding and for the borders. And then 1/3 of blue for borders. And then 8 yards of our porcelain for the background. And if you want to buy backing at the same time, we have 3 1/4 yards of 108 wide or 8 yards of regular 45-inch wide fabric. Again, echoes from the past, and this will be one of a couple different quilt-alongs that we will have coming up soon. As soon as we get through all this fabric, we will announce when those are ready. And then also, I just saw something that I needed to talk about. Okay, new in the shop this week, we have from Andover 28 fat quarters from Laundry Basket, and they are called Square Dance. And as we were sitting here waiting to come on, Barb said that these are beautiful. I'm going to show you the print here. They're all the same print. All right, it's kind of like a pineapple block, but they call it Square Dance. But to me, it looks like a pineapple. And Barb said all of these colors go really nice with the Tilda fabrics and Jen Kingwell's fabrics. So that's a nice little basic collection for your collection. All right. Okay, so that's new at PG. And then look what I got from Fat Quarter Shop. So hopefully you snagged one of these. If not, maybe there's still some available. I don't know where they're at with their shipping and all that kind of stuff, but up this way. There we go. So isn't that pretty? So they have a little thing in here. Quilting is my love language. All right, let's see what Kimberly has for y'all. Get one free Fat Quarter Shop exclusive Olfa Coral ergonomic cutter with a purchase of $60 more. Cool. All right, and then they have that same coral in a seam roller if you use those. And then we have a fat quarter pack from Sew in Love. It's a Riley Blake designer, and I bet if I pull out the pattern, that's what this goes, either a door banner or a runner. You can kind of see it there without all of the stuff on the front of the pattern. So it's got some X's and O's and some hearts. So I bet you any money that makes that. And maybe you need some background with it. And you get some heart pins from Bowen. And a ruler that I bet goes with 6.5-inch trim it ruler. That's some, must be a Lori Holt or not? Riley Blake. Riley Blake. Okay. And let's see if I didn't miss anything. The box is empty, but and then she always gives you a full thing here of what's all in the box. Okay. And again, this is from the Fat Quarter Shop, if you didn't catch that. Oh. I think we should give it away. What do you think? Heidi, on prizes. So you know, at Primitive Gatherings here, we always give away prizes during our live. Leave us a comment, and we will pick some prizes today from your comments. Did anybody figure out if my shop called Friends Quilting Basket is new, or did we not look? All right. Okay, take a drink here for a minute. Any other questions maybe that from all of that stuff that, all right, you want to come next, Jake?
Me?
Yeah, come next. Let's get you out of here. You probably got better things to do.
I would say that they are not new. Their website is copyrighted 2007.
Okay, so they've been around for a while. All right, good job. Is it cold in here?
Yeah,
How come you don't have one that says primitive gatherings?
that's a good question.
Okay.
Because they're kind of girly.
Yeah.
They're kind of girly.
Yeah.
Kind of girly. Yeah.
Well, because they got kind of a little beanie
Yeah,
back.
they're
Is-
like a bit like a yeah.
Guys don't wear the slouchy.
No.
Oh, okay.
So we're nearing the end of our first quarter promotion for Bernina that ends on the 31st. So if you didn't get the floor model winter sale deal, next month, the February 1st through the 28th is our customer appreciation month. So you get 20% off basically any machine, including long arms, which is awesome. So
20% off your
20%
long arm?
off, yeah.
Holy crap.
It's 20% off MSRP on Bernina domestic machines, sergers, and long arms.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, that's a
So
good deal.
that's a great deal. So jump on that if you guys are interested in purchasing something, that's for sure. They have limited financing window from the 10th through the 14th, 0 for 48 on 3,500 or more. So if you got to finance a present for somebody, there's your discount.
You don't have to pay interest. That's unheard
No.
of nowadays.
Yeah. But that's basically it. So it's the customer appreciation promotion through Bernina. It ends the 28th of February. So you get some good chances to save some money.
Yeah, and if you buy a long arm, that's a lot of money saved. 20%.
20% on a
That's
long
awesome.
arm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now we want to do real quick some quilt spotlights. So whose are these again? Remind me. Mary's.
Oh, so the girl's here.
Yeah, where is she?
Awesome.
Get over here.
Come on, Mary.
Get
Come
over
on, Mary.
here. Show your face.
It's a mini version.
Yeah.
I love it. Does you do it this size so you fit a certain wall or
Yes.
something? Okay. Okay.
My bedroom wall.
Awesome.
Yep. So I think we did an invisible feather on this one.
Yep.
It's beautiful. I mean, all that handwork is so beautiful. I love all the embellishings in the seams and stuff.
Yeah, it
it's
nicely
gorgeous.
goes over all of that.
Yep. I know that sometimes we tend to steer away from edge to edge over a lot of embellishing, like that newer one that we
Yeah.
just showed you with the bigger knots and stuff like that, because it does lay them a little flat. But this one is just perfect.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah,
So let's
no,
show the
it's-
back. Let's show the
yeah,
back so they can
that's where
see
it's
the
at.
quilting, Mary. So then you can kind of get an idea. So there we go. Look at that. So it goes really nicely over all those appliques and all that embellishment. And I know that when we long arms, like when I have a lot of knots on stuff, I have to sometimes go back and just check them all out to make sure they're all
Mhm.
behaving. And if not, if it's a really bad one, I will yank it out and just put a new one back in.
And
You just
then,
slide through the layers.
and then
How
this is
sweet
her
is
other
this?
one.
Mary, this is yours too?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we did an invisible orange peel on this one. Do you know what this pattern is called by chance?
No.
No, me either. But it's super beautiful.
Is this paper piece?
Yes.
That's so
Mhm.
cool.
Stars too? Yes, in
Yes.
sections. Okay. And this fabric has like a shimmer to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all sparkly. Was it a class or just a pattern?
It was a class and a pattern.
Okay.
Maybe.
While ago?
No. Just
No?
can't remember.
Oh, that's all
The
right.
back is awesome. We got to show the
Oh,
back.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
the back is beautiful.
Wow.
You know, so a real dense orange peel. It just looks great.
That's very beautiful.
Mhm.
Great
Awesome.
spotlight, Mary. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So I think that concludes everything I need to talk about.
All right. Thank you for joining me, Jake from Bernina
Absolutely.
instead of State Farm.
Remember to clean and oil your Bernina. Oh yeah.
All
I don't
right.
have khakis on today.
All right. So I'm gonna go through all the girls first before I talk about my rug camp this last week when I was gone. And so we'll let the girls come on that are at the retreat, and then we will let them go back, and I'll talk about what I have done lately. Come on, come on. Careful, our couch is on wheels.
Hi.
Yep, we'll get you all mic'd up. Tell
I'm
us who
Tara.
you are, where you're from.
I'm Tara. I'm from Maine.
My husband sent me here for a week. I've been here once before. It's
Mandatory
fantastic.
sent you, or
No.
said, or said, hey, honey, would you like to go back there? Because I
Yes.
know you've been here before.
Yes, he gets lots of brownie points for sending me here.
Oh,
I've got a lovely group of ladies. It's just fantastic.
isn't it a good one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just great. I'll just show you what I've been working on. Is this okay to show?
Yes.
Okay, so it's my first time doing the wool applique, and these are going to be pillows.
Very nice. And you got them all done already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how to do a zipper in the back, so,
So
that'll be the
We'll
next
work
challenge.
on that, right?
Yep. And then I was just going to show you. Lisa recommended this. This is the monthly mini.
Mhm.
Yep, from November, and
She wanted to do some minis. She wanted to do a mini, and I'm like, hey, this is what I would do. And then
Yeah.
explain why.
yeah. Oh, because of the twins.
Because you could make two.
Yeah, because you can make two. So I came over and bought two, and I'm like, oh, I'll cut two. Well, that took all evening, but I have twin sisters, and I'm like, oh, I'll do the twin quilts. But so I got 5 of these little tiny.
All right. So this
blocks
is
done.
Jeannie's blocks. And then they are 2-inch finished. And boy, did you do a good job. And I
Yeah, don't
said
look
to
too
her,
closely.
I said to her, now you're going to lop off a few points, but it's okay. Because mine has a few that are, because it's so small, it's so hard to control. And sometimes it is what it is.
Yeah, and I got better as I went. So my first one is really a little bit wonky, and I even thought about taking it out. But what helped was cutting them down each time.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. Then they look a lot prettier once you.
So
yeah.
pretty. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job. And Tara's one of them. Sometimes when I talk to my class, I'm like, okay, now there's all kinds of people, and some of you are going to be fast Freddies, and some of you are soul poke Sallys. So Tara definitely is a fast Freddy. Because she was the first in one day to get your quilt done. She's not showing off. She got the whole quilt done in like maybe 1.5 days, would you say?
Mhm.
Not even a half, right? It was done already in the morning.
Yeah. I got
So-
up early. I'm on Eastern time.
Yeah. So she's not really showing off what she's all done, but hopefully somebody has brought their quilt so you can see what they've done.
Yes, Barb.
All right. Good job.
Thank you.
Hand
Thank
the
you.
mic to the next one. I think Kaylee was going to take care of that, but here we go.
Chickadee sparrow.
You
You're
didn't have to
coming
be
too.
first, Sherry.
Ah, I didn't have to be. That was Barb that
Okay.
said that.
Come on over. Like, sit back on that.
I know.
He's like rolling.
Yeah, it like moves here. I'll even it out. It's kind of like sitting like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comfy.
All right.
I'm Sherry from Michigan. I've been here several times.
Mm-hmm.
My husband sent me here this time for my
Oh,
birthday.
we got all them husbands sending you
Yeah.
away. That's perfect.
I'm like, very
All
lucky.
right.
Very
And who's your sidekick here? We've never seen her
lucky.
before.
No, you don't know her.
Hello, I'm Barb.
We've been getting
Hi,
in trouble
ladies.
together.
Yes,
Oh,
they have.
major trouble. Terrible. Ethel's here to get us in trouble, as well as Kathy. We're having a good time.
Yes, we are. Having a great time. So I got my top done.
All right, let's show it.
No.
Not as fast as Tara.
So this is the quilt we're working on. You know what the name of it is? Snowflake Wonder. Okay. Kathy, did you bring yours? No.
It was super fun. A little tricky, a few parts of it, but it went together really well. So
Yeah. So you make it in sections. So it's not, you're not stitching your rows together. I mean, you are, but not like the whole thing. You
Right.
sew
When I first saw it,
section.
I thought, oh,
Yeah.
crazy road.
Very good job. And then look at how that pressing starched, everything is starched and then pressed open.
Starch makes a huge
Yeah.
difference.
And then what I do suggest is when you have your quilt top done that you run a stay stitch line along this edge. So when the long armor puts that on the machine, it doesn't pull any of those seams apart.
I need to do that.
Yep. That's what I do. Good job, dear. And do you have Kathy's picture from what happened last night? Can you kind of sort through her? It was, I think it was the first one. Right, yeah, there you go. Look what Kathy won, or
no,
Sherry.
Sherry.
Sherry won. We got a couple.
I am so lucky.
Yeah, so she is the lucky winner of that baby last night.
Yes.
Good job.
I'm going home to starch.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna be ready.
You were lucky.
I was very
We had
lucky.
fun. We had fun. Played that game with a little bit of wild in it.
All right, now we get to see Barb's sophisticated snowflake.
Well, I don't know
Yes.
about that, but I had fun doing it.
Black.
I have more contemporary colors in my house, so I wanted to do a different colored quilt. So I did black and the flannel. It was fun.
Yeah, so they proofed the pattern again twice, so we only found one little itty bitty thing that really probably didn't matter, but we will change that, and then that pattern will be for sale. I don't know, do we have fabrics to kit it yet or not?
I have to talk to Amy, but I believe we have a couple that will be
Okay.
good to
So
go.
if we don't have a lot, we will when my flannel line arrives this summer, we'll be able to kit it out of what's in there.
And then
Okay.
I just picked up one from Sherry.
Ooh, Sherry is one of
Sherry.
our workers downstairs, and she does some custom work.
Yep,
for
and
some
she didn't
people.
trim it, she said.
Yep.
So I
Ooh. Oh, this is edge to edge. All right.
Oh.
Diamonds.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that turned out beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Is this the first time seeing it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
I
I
just
love
picked it up and I have a king size bed, so it'll go the other way.
Yeah, you just do it the
I did
the
it
long way
opposite.
across.
Yep, right.
Awesome.
Oh, that
Barb.
turned out
Good
nice.
job.
Oh, that's fun. It's like Christmas, you know. Well, thank you.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, hi. And bye.
All right. Okay. Do I have a husband and wife coming on? No. All right. Do you want me to talk for you? Okay. So I have Kathy and Al here, and they are from way up in the UP. All right. And they are visiting. And Kathy has her husband with her, and he stays and he eats lunch with us and dinner, and then he goes on his way and does whatever he wants. I think there might be a few trips to the casino and maybe some other things, but what do you think, Al? Is it fun staying with all these women?
Yes.
Would you come back?
Yes.
All right, Al, you're a good sport. We love it. We're not afraid, and if you're not afraid, hey, bring your husband. If he wants to come and hang out in Wisconsin, you know, we all have our own rooms. I'm sure you have a double or something like that, right? And that's just how it is, right? So it's not like we have like open campus here. We have open showers and people are walking around, or you have to leave your room to go to the shower.
You might get more people.
All right. And Gloria, no. Carrie, no. You want to come? Come on, Kathy. Ethel, come on. You got to say hi. Come on. I'm not going to let you come up here and just be nosy. I mean, you got to come and talk. Yes.
I'm the storyteller. No, we're not talking about that.
No, we're not.
Oh, your story about the woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Say hi.
I'm Ethel. I currently
Yep. Just hang on. Take it.
Hi, I'm Ethel. I'm currently residing in Michigan, and this
You have
is,
plans going somewhere else?
Yeah, and a couple of years ago moved.
Like
yeah.
where?
We haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Just a little more
Wisconsin?
closer to family. Closer to family. My
Okay.
sister mostly, but this is my fourth time here. My third time at a retreat, but
Okay.
my fourth time here, and just absolutely love it. And this place will ruin you for anywhere else. But it's the best. The people are great. You make new friends all the time, and then you see old friends that you haven't seen in a while.
And then you belly laugh for
Oh,
hours.
we cried so hard yesterday.
Yes.
Just tears of joy. Just so much fun. And the food is fantastic. It's just great.
Good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Ditto, right?
Ditto.
Ditto. All right. Anything else? So the reason why I asked Kathy if she brought hers, because she did out of Prairie Gatherings, the maroon.
Yes.
Her snowflake is like a really dark, deep red. So why did you choose the deep red versus the bright red?
I just
Liked it better?
Yeah, I liked it
Okay.
better. Than, yeah.
All right.
Although it would be pretty in the bright red.
It would
too.
be pretty in both. And I, like Christmas, snowy winter, I thought, I wonder why I should pick the navy or the burgundy, but
Then
makes
I thought
sense.
I could put a navy blue binding around, it'd be red, white, and blue.
oh, there you go. There you
The
go.
winter red, white, and blue.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Good job. Thanks for coming on, even though I had to twist your arms.
No, we weren't going to do that.
All right. Okay, thanks for coming on. All right. All right, so while I was doing that, I thought of a couple other things that we need to kind of address a little bit. We're in the process of trying to figure out something in this pattern right here, and we know that a lot of you bought it. It is called Bursting with Pride. So we have one of our customers trying something for us, and then we'll get back to you. But if you got this kit, just hold on a second while we might have to make a correction, or we might not. If we don't do the correction, we're going to do a tutorial. All right, so that it's when you're hooking up some of these units here to make them come out right. All right, and then just another little announcement. It's not little, because yeah, you probably could do it if you're adventurous like me, but our wool box that just went out did not have a layout for the runner. So we'll either put the PDF in an email for all of you, but we will send you the layout in March. So you will have everything you need for March. If you are too anxious and you can't wait, then you can take the PDF and print that and use that ahead of time, because an email doesn't cost anything to send that to you. But just remember, we will put that layout in your March box.
Can I just say that it won't be emailed to them to their personal accounts. I think what's going to happen is they're going to get emailed it, or it's going to show up in their account.
In their account.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can go find it in there if they need it.
And we'll let them know once we
do it.
Yes.
Yeah, once it's ready for you. Yeah, we're just doing a little bit more work on that, and we still have, we have a lot of moving parts here, and we have a lot of people doing different things, and from the old to the new to the, so it's just one of those things that now won't happen again. Okay. Fingers crossed. All right, so let's figure this last thing out before. I don't think I have anything else to talk about except for my little adventure that we were just on, me and Darcy. Yes.
I did have a quick question. Somebody wanted to know, you had posted about the Moda favorite quilt shop.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to know how that worked and how that
you go to the Moda site on Instagram and you just type in whatever your favorite quilt shop is. So I saw that and I thought, well, I'm going to ask my people to vote for their favorite quilt shop, and I just threw it on my group, and I had put it in Stitch with Lisa Bongean, but I couldn't link that link in there because Moda doesn't follow my Stitch with Lisa Bongean group. my quilt shop and stuff like that, but that's why I couldn't link that in there. I tried, but it didn't work, and that's why I had to edit it and just say go to their Instagram account, and they are giving away some prizes and stuff like that. And if we or you or whoever gets the prizes, will give them away. So I think they're going to bless some of their most valuable shops, I think, is what that is all about. All right, so let's talk about my week of being in Florida. So let's talk about the first one is the one with me front and center there, Kaylee. Yeah, that one. Okay, so here we are. I arrive in Fort Lauderdale. Darcy picks me up. And by the way, the Fort Lauderdale airport is super busy at this time of year. It takes a while to get your car to pick you up and all that stuff. There's lots of stuff going on there. So that I arrived on a Thursday night right after the live. I left here to go there, and Darcy picked me up and brought me home. And then the next morning we got up bright and early, and we needed to drive to Jacksonville. And on our way there, Darcy's like, okay, I need a Starbucks. So we're almost to St. Augustine, or we're almost to a Starbucks, and then I missed the exit. I'm like, oh shoot, it was that one back there. Okay, well, the next one, and it happened to be St. Augustine. So we get to St. Augustine, and we park in the Starbucks parking lot, and the car did something funny. It kind of went, and we're like, oh, well, that was kind of weird. And then so we go into Starbucks, and we have our little sandwich and our coffee, and then we get out, and I said to Darcy, hey, let's just walk for a little bit, because we've been driving in a car for probably about 3 hours or 4 hours by then. And I said, can we just stretch our legs a little bit? And she goes, sure. And I'm like, maybe let's just go to the beach and not in this parking lot, right? So we get back in the car and we tried to go to the beach, and guess what happened? We ran out of gas. That little we didn't have any gas, because my lovely friend Darcy never drives much anymore, or never puts gas in her car. So here she is. So, but here's the funny thing. We're trying to, it was funny. We both kind of look at each other, we both kind of laugh, and nobody is like panicking. So we started to giggle, and we're like, okay, let's just Uber. We'll Uber to the gas station. We'll Uber back, and So I opened my phone, and my Uber app would not load. It would not load. I'm like, I don't know why. I go inside to get the internet in the Starbucks, and it just went. It was like, no, you ain't using Uber. So then I'm looking at, where's the gas station, and it says like 3.8 miles. I'm like, there's no way there's not one closer, and we're just kind of sitting there kind of laughing. So then I stroll down a little bit, and then I see one that says 0.2. I'm like, oh, okay. So I kind of look around the building. I bet you it's right there. So we walk to the corner, which was maybe 5 minutes at the most, and there's the gas station, right? So we walk in and we're like, do you have any gas cans? And they're like, no. I'm like, yeah. But right over there is the AutoZone. So we walk across the intersection to the AutoZone where we met Bill. So show Bill. Bill got us that 2-gallon gas can from way up high. Like, I had him like way high. And Bill was like 6'5". He was very tall. And he got us that gas can down. And then we walk over to the gas station. We put in our 2 gallons of gas. Then we walk back to Starbucks. I got my walk-in, not at the beach, but I got my walk-in. And there's my friend Darcy putting the gas in. So I had to document it, just so when we're old ladies, we can remember. And so then we, nicely, went to the gas station then and filled the car up with gas. And we got to the rug hooking conference at exactly like 2 minutes to 5, where the meeting is, where we all got to, the ins and outs of the rug hooking camp. All right. So in my rug hooking camp, it was 4 teachers, and I probably should have bought the list of teachers, but Diane Stuffel, Katie Hartner, there was another Katie, but she had to go to the hospital, so she didn't teach. And then my teacher was, oh my God, Lucille Bettis or something like that. And she was great. So let's go through some of the pictures that I took during class, and I'll just give you a little once over here on, so this is one I was working on, and I got that done in 1 day. That's how far I got when I started it. So that was the first day I was at the rug retreat. And this was my table mate, Karen, and my other table mate, I'll show you here. But I sat next to 2 lovely ladies. And then here is the project I started working on after I ran out of wool for that one I showed you. I would have got that whole thing done, but I ran out of blue wool for the background. And I came to this rug hooking camp with 6 of these squares done. So here, the first day I got 3 more done, plus what I worked on that other flower design. Okay, Kaylee, keep going. And then this is my other table mate, Lisa, and she is hooking on a Lucille design there. But isn't it gorgeous? She is hooking a size 9. So that is almost a 1/2 inch. It's like 3/8 inch, and it's just gorgeous. So you might see it a little bit farther on. And then this is a cute little, I think it's a tea cozy that we had a spot where you could bring in a rug that you made and display. So everybody brought some rugs. So that is a picture of one of the rugs on display. And then here's another one. So I just want you to kind of get an idea of what was kind of going, all the different styles going on. They were a lovely, lovely group. Isn't that one fun? There's my spot where I was sitting, right behind the lady in the blue. And there's Karen. She's the one that was working on the house. So this is kind of like one half of the room, and there's some more of the the rugs being displayed on the walls. So you can see Darcy's and mine Rick Rack rug, and our teacher was in our class as well for Lucia. So Nancy Parcells was in our class, and she was pretty proud of her students completing their rugs. All right, so there is Lucille's rug that Karen was working on. And this is a lot brighter than what it really looks like in real life. It is very subdued, and that red is very cranberry. So our photography skews things a little bit different, but it's still very primitive, very fun design. And then there's my progress. Must be after the second day I was there. So you'll see a couple of these go on. And there's Karen. Karen, she's my new BFF, my rug hooking BFF. So she was delightful. She knows everything about every rug hooker and camp and all that stuff. So I gave her a couple assignments. There's my friend, teacher Lucio. We gave her a couple little presents for being such a wonderful teacher. So she's being presented. Now look at this. This was amazing, right? Look at the detail in there. So this is about a 3-cut, and I can't wait for you to see some of these rugs because they are just phenomenal. Some primitive kitties. I love all the different colors in the heart. There it is, big. And we are getting some of these patterns here at Primitive Gatherings coming up. So if you see something you like, just kind of make some notes. So this is a Polly Minnick design. She is Lori Simpson's sister, who is a quilter. Look at the shading on this bunny. All right, so spectacular. And then they had stuffed bunnies. So this is dimensional. That was kind of fun to see as well. Okay. And there's a close-up of that rug of Polly Minnick's design. And then here we go, some more flowers. And then look at this. This is a hummingbird. You can kind of see her photo on her iPad. This was super tiny and super, just so cool. So amazing. So here's my friend Darcy. She's doing a snowman because when we got to her house on Thursday, she was kind of looking through her stuff and she goes, "Oh my God, Lisa, I don't have my rug pattern." So I'm like, "Oh, don't worry, Darcy. They'll have one for you to buy there." So she bought this one. Now look at, she learned from her teacher. Look at that broom. Look at the shading in there. So she learned a lot of things. So I'm kind of jealous that she got to learn that shading stuff. Now look at this one. This is a very patriotic rug. Amazing. And then there, I wish I would remember her name. But she told me for 15 years, all she did is primitive stuff. And now lately she's been doing all these William Morris inspired designs. And then look at this. Can you imagine? I must have went by here at least 3 times a day to see how far she got. What she did is she went on AI and she said, "I want a woman on a surfboard that looks vintage, and I want this woman to kind of look like me, a young version of me." So that's where that photo came from. And look at the detail. Isn't that just amazing what you can do? And then here's a pheasant. And then the next picture, I believe, is the fox with the pheasant. So no matter if you want to do really basic stuff or really intricate stuff like this, oh gosh, just I can't tell you the detail. Look at the pattern on the rug canvas. Look at the detail in that, and look at how small those little worms are. They are like, I don't know, a 3-cut is probably, I don't know, an 1/8 inch. I think a 2-cut might be an 1/8, and I think they're just so tiny. But I was just blown away by these ladies and all of the things that they accomplished. Can you show my rug then? Maybe after. Okay, so this is how far I got during the conference, I believe. Yes, that's how far I got. So I got a long way, didn't I? I'm not, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is how far I got after I stayed at, then we went back to Darcy's for, this is what I came home with. Yes, Barb.
Are they using yarn or wool?
Everybody used wool.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Everybody used wool. Good question. She asked if everybody was using yarn or wool, if you didn't hear her. Okay. And then, so then on Tuesday, we drove back to Fort Lauderdale-ish, where Darcy lives north of Fort Lauderdale, and we had some fun there. So we're going to pop up some pictures from that, and I'll just talk about it. We got to go to a turtle rescue hospital. So these are some little turtles. I believe, I don't know if this was the hatchlings. I don't know if I could see the hatchlings in my photos. No, it's not a hatchling. But there are all kinds of different types of turtles, and all different age turtles there at the, it was called the I'll find something with the name. More turtles? Just pop on a photo, Kaylee, and I'll talk about it. All right, and I just briefly, while she finds another photo, I just saw a message saying, is there going to be a video of the January weekend quilt? Yes, we already filmed them on Tuesday, so Kaylee will get them done. What's that? You lost her camera? All right, sorry about that. But here we are, back again. And Kaylee will find me another photo and we'll just talk about some things. Okay, and then on Friday, let's just talk a little bit about the weather in Florida. All right, so it was like 46 degrees some days when we were up in Jacksonville. And then we went home on Tuesday and it started getting warmer. I think on our drive home, it was like 68 degrees when we got home. And then, so being 70 degrees the next day, I said, hey, are we going to go to water aerobics? And then Darcy's like, sure, yes. And then we had another couple that was staying at Darcy's house while we were gone. They were down there for some medical procedures. And the husband came with us to water aerobics. And we were in this pool and there's the ladies are with us. And all of a sudden it's about a half hour in and they leave. They're like, okay, we're done. We had enough because it was so cold. I was like, yes, I was. Yes, I was. And so I did do some water aerobics with my friends from our water aerobics class, but needless to say, they all got out and Darcy wouldn't let me get out. So I froze my buns off in the pool the last, 20 minutes, but I did do it. Okay, go back to the lighthouse. So then on Friday, it was 80 degrees, our last good day. We weren't freezing. And we ran up this lighthouse in Juneau Beach. So here we are at the top of the lighthouse. There's Nick and Liz, who were staying at Darcy's house. So Nick is such a good sport. He's an EMT and firefighter in Fond du Lac, and he was fun. So we played canasta every night until 12:30 at night until I couldn't keep my eyes open. So we had a blast with them as well. And then here's one of the banyan trees right by the lighthouse. And if you've never seen one of these, you have to be by one of these. It's just so incredible to see how big they are and how the roots from the trees go down and make more roots or something. I don't know how it happens, but it's like magic. All right, so that's kind of my quick little slideshow of my conference. And the name of the conference was called Off the Ocean Rug Retreat or Conference. I think it said conference, and it was hosted by Katie Puckett. She was the one in charge, and Katie's been a teacher here as well as Primitive Gatherings, and it's always Martin Luther King weekend. So if you want to look that and search that out, and some of the girls were telling me about some of the questions you had. What were they like? Did we use?
Do rug hooking projects, are they time consuming?
Yes and no. I mean, it depends. Like some of these ladies, I was just amazed at how much they got done. So I think the more you do it, the faster you are. And then I cheat. You know that, right? I use the punch. So I don't pull my loops up. I push my loops down, just like needle punch with the floss. I do that with wool. So here is my rug so far. I'm going to show you how much I have left to do. So I only have 8 more to do. There you go. And here is, I'm super pumped about getting this thing done. So I've kind of been working on it while I've been in between teaching. So there's a couple more things I got done, 5 more since I've been home here at the retreat with the girls. So how cool is my rug? Isn't it awesome?
Someone asked if you actually put those rugs on the floor.
Yes. And then
Can be washed.
yeah, they can be washed. You wash them kind of a weird way, but you can wash a rug. And so it is wool. So you can wash it with cold water, but the best way to wash a rug, especially I guess only if you live in a wintry climate, is to go throw it up, wool side up, like the loop side up on a snowbank. And it pulls all the dirt out of your rug. Like the snow just grabs it somehow and pulls all the little whatever that's in there. Yeah, you can. Yeah. And yeah, so, but the rug hooking world has been around probably longer than the quilting world, probably. So they've been pulling up and making rugs this way. And then just like any other form of making things, it becomes an art too. So rugs can be utilitarian, or maybe like the hummingbird. I'm not going to let anybody rub my feet on the hummingbird, right? And you don't put these at the entrance of your house. You put them in, like these are in my sewing room in front of my kitchen sink or stuff like that, where you're not going to get them, yes, if you put it by your stove, you might get spaghetti sauce on it, but you strategically place your rugs in places where they're not going to get too much dirt on them, right? Did I miss any questions? Any other about that? So I use the punch. So it's like Amy Oxford needle punch. They're the company that makes it. And when you watch me do it, like it was kind of funny. Like I said, I feel kind of funny when I go to these, really advanced rug hooking retreats, because they're just so amazed at how fast I can do it that they're all like, yeah, I'm going to go find mine and pull it back out, because I could probably get twice as much done if I did some of my rugs that way. So just know that there's super fun to use your wool scraps, and that's kind of what I'm using. All the scraps, everything. I'm using an 8 cut here. So this is all cut 1/4 of an inch. And I'm really going to try to bring this rug hooking more prevalent here at Primitive Gatherings. Like I said, I think I ordered over 40 different rug patterns, and a rug pattern is this foundation already drawn out for you. And rug hooking is a lot different than quilting, where we can do kits for them, but it's really fun for a rug hooker to just kind of buy what she wants to start. And then as you keep making the quilt, you keep adding, or you go to different classes with different teachers, and they might teach you different things about your rug on how to do that. Kind of like how Darcy was. The teacher's like, hey, go in my basket and get some of this because it's like dip dyed. So she could do that broom in that gradation. So it's kind of different than buying a kit and making it like that. I think it's a little bit more creative. Like you really can use what you got, or really, really super plan and die for it or buy for it, however. So like when I have that class in April, you're going to be able to pick whatever you want. And then you're going to pick a couple wools to start. And then we're going to just get you started. And then as you go, you can buy more, or you can stay in the store and buy a whole bunch of wool that you want to make your rug. So that's kind of how that's going to work here at Primitive Gatherings. And Katie Hartner is working on a bunch of patterns for us. I will do some of our patterns here. I like geometric. I like simple, easy things. Like the rug I did previous to, it was all just straight hit and miss, just random scrappy. This is real scrappy. And then the next one that I think I have to finish is an anchor. An anchor for the house at home. So after this one, I'm going to pull out the anchor and work on that. All right. So if you're interested at all in being able to design and make your own rugs, whether they're little trivets for your mugs, or they're pillows or wall hangings, or little mats for your table. Like my computer sits on a rug at my desk, a hooked rug. And I really love that. It's kind of a, kind of like a cool doily. Right?
I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
So the first question is, excuse me, how does the design get printed on the whatever you call
The
it?
designs are all hand drawn with magic marker.
You
So
did that?
what?
You put it on there, or they?
I will have to do, me, Paula downstairs is really good at it. So we have a templates and designs and measurements that all, or you'll have like kind of like a layout, and then you put it on your light box and you draw through it. All right. Or there's some other ways to transfer, red dot tracer, that type of thing. But for the most part, they're all hand drawn, and that's why you'll buy the linen. This is not burlap, so don't think you're going to use burlap. But this is linen, and you want a linen. You don't want burlap, because burlap is uneven and very, messy or whatever. But these are really high-end linens. So just to give you an idea, this is a Sears Port pattern. It is 2 by 5 foot. Or 24 by 60. And I'm going to probably add a little bit more gray out here on the border. And so it'll be a little bit bigger that, but this was $110 piece of linen drawn on. Okay. So just to give you an idea. And then they range from that, whether how small they are, how big they are, how intricate they are, depends on the price that they will be.
And then as far as the wool strips go,
Mhm.
they want to know if you cut those yourself, or like where you get those.
Okay. The rug strips, a lot of rug hookers have cutters, they're called, like Fraser, Townsend. And I have my friend Karen looking for a cutter for me, because I loved her cutter. And I'm like, hey, if I want to have a cutter at home that I can just cut a bunch of strips for myself at home, I will have that. So that's the one I'm looking for. But here at Primitive Gatherings, we have a die that cuts 16 strips. So we'll cut a 4.5 inch with a wool strip, 4.5. And then when we lay it on our die, we fold it and fold it. So they will be the whole width of the wool, which is like 52, 54 inches. and because I want them long for my punching, and then which is different from rug hooking, but very easily adaptable, no big deal. And then so then we just, when we run that through the cutter, we just take a scrap and we tie it up. So we have these little bundles of 16 strips of wool, all 1/4 of an inch. So I would say an 8 cut is like the most basic or the most common size to cut when we start. And then you go down if you really want to do fine hooking, or you go up if you want to do more primitive hooking. Okay, good question. Good question, person, whoever did that. I have an old hook rug. I drew it and never finished it, but you've given me motivation. Yes, do it.
Can you
Okay.
talk about how time consuming it is? And if you use a frame.
Yeah, I do. We do use a frame, and it's like a nice rectangle that has carding strips on it. So your canvas or your pattern is nice and taut and really tight on there for when you punch. And I want to say no, it's not time consuming if you do what I do, because I can't do all of what I do and hook. So to me, pulling loops up one at a time, because you got to go down and you got to find your strip of wool, and then you got to bring it up to the right height, and then you let go and you pull your hook out, and then you go back down, and then you pull your strip back up, and you've got to match the height of the next one. Whereas I just thread my needle. It's the needle. It's a huge needle with a handle, and the wool strip goes through there. Most people do the punch needle, the wool punch Oxford with yarn. I, however, do not. I use wool because I want my rugs to look like the authentic hooked rugs, antique rugs, or the ones that people are doing right now out there. So I'm not going to use yarn. I don't want to use yarn. I want to use wool. So what I do is I thread that needle, and then I kind of rest my hand on my frame, and I do this movement where I punch down and I roll it back and I move forward and I punch down. So it's just like this, and I can just cruise. Right, girls? You see me do it when I'm sitting there chit-chatting with y'all and laughing our butts off, right? All right, so very good questions. Thank you for those. And you will see more, and maybe we'll do a tutorial here on a live when we, maybe like right before my class or something like that. But yes, so be prepared for a bunch of stuff about red, white, and blue coming up in early February. We still want to maybe start some of our quilt-alongs in February, but we kind of just gave you a fun little clue about that one. And then we have Betsy, which is the one I'm hand quilting as well. And that one I maybe by the end of this next week, by the end of January, I'll have that one done. And we'll get those. I wrote the pattern for that one. So again, for Betsy, which is the little small light squares with the red and blue orange peels on them, or peels, or whatever you want to call it, that is Betsy. And that's the one, I believe it's like 21 fat quarters of red, 21 fat quarters of blue, and I don't know how many fat quarters of cream, but I'm guessing. So same amount probably. I may be wrong though. It may be like 11 red and 11 blue and 21 cream. But we'll give you those details. Don't. All right, what you got? You got the winners?
Regular.
And I know you're all itching out there to get another quilt along going under your belt, because Unity was so much fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Okay, so we have 3 winners that Heidi has picked, and they are Heidi Bretal, Nellie Alfonso, and Claudia Estep. You are all winners of Heidi's prize packages. You just have to email her at the address scrolling, your physical address. And then our Cupid box winner is Tammy Zeiser. I don't know. I probably murdered it.
As well as I could.
I probably murdered it, Tammy, but you are the winner of that box. Send Heidi your address so she can get it out in the mail to you. All right. So what do we got going on next week? Anything? So look for our weekend quilt from January and the mini. Those, we recorded both of those videos on Ann and Jolly Snowman, which is super fun, easy, fast. You'll get that done in a day, probably not a weekend. All right, so look for those coming out soon. And then next week we are, what, the 29th? Oh, it's February. February 5th. Huh? Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
we're doing the flannel.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the new flannels coming next summer. And we have a bunch of the quilts
summer.
either finished or working on them in progress. What?
It's coming this summer.
This summer? Did I say next?
Yes.
Yeah. Next summer is this summer, right?
It's so warm out
Yes,
there.
it's the next summer. We're still in the zero
Yeah.
here. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us all here at Primitive Gatherings, where every stitch tells a story.